Excellency Adeboyega Onitola, His Royal Majesty Oba Adeyeye Edison Ogunjejetu, the Honor of Ife, the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed.
President of the Federation of Council of Nigeria, Alhaji Rabu Sali. The Mace Holder of Natop, Special Lady Haja Fatima Bakarabati. All other protocols to be observed. I'm particularly excited to be in the ancient city of Ife for Natop AGM. I'd like to appreciate and thank the owner of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Edison Ogunwusi, and the management of Grand Resort and Leisure who are going to host us. My delight is heightened by the fact that the brand, the personality, and the capacity, the power of the Oni today is being shared by Natop. In 2015, as president of Natop, we agreed to give Natop optimum visibility because we believe that if our advocacy as a travel association was going to pay off, we have to have a strong brand. And we also agreed that one of the things to do in all our AGMs is to rotate these AGMs to use it and propagate, expand destinations in our drive for domestic tourism. And so in 2016, we did Calabar. 2017, we did Lagos. Lagos because of the huge infrastructure of the governor of Lagos State. And last year, we did Plateau State, Jos. And each of these, and this year, we're in the ancient city of Ife. We like to say we're very grateful to the Oni for hosting this conference. But let me also congratulate the president of Natop, Haja Abdul Belkisu, for keeping the visibility of Natop high. Can we clap for that, please? Let me thank my colleagues for the board of trustees of Natop for the perseverance, the service, selfless service to keep Natop together despite the struggles. As BOT, one of our jobs is to make sure that we preserve this association. We are aware that we had some agitations when we did our election in 2018 in Jos. We are also aware that there are some things that happen after elections. Some people win elections, some lose. I believe that one of the things to do is to always prepare for the next one. I don't want to believe that people want to capture associations. I believe that people should work for associations. And so, this is another privilege for people to contribute their quota. And eventually, the people will see. Eventually, everyone will see that this person deserves leadership. And thereafter, you will lead.
We have partnership. You and my husband are partners.
The greatest challenge we've had as human beings is our inability to work together. Our inability to accommodate the excesses of other people forgetting that diversity is a strength and we shouldn't just joke with it. We promote tourism at every level, every nook and cranny of the country. We all can't do it alone. If we, the travel agents, don't bring people in, I wonder who is going to take them around. If the hoteliers don't build hotels, the tour operator will probably have nobody or will not have accommodation to give to them.
I believe we must move away from speaking English in this industry and impact on the good people of Nigeria. That should be the focus. However, let me start by commending the leadership of Natop for this wonderful, well-packaged conference that is taking place in the center of culture in the Republic of Nigeria. I commend the Natop Expo for putting this together and to assure all of us that what we need now is all hands to be on deck to change the narrative. But however, let me commend whoever packaged the impact of culture and partnership and governance, Nigerian tourism development. It's wonderful. It's the real message we need now. We must understand that as tour operators, we need to come back and think outside the box. I'd like to say it here today that the greatest travelers in the world, the Americans and the Chinese, they don't travel in one. They travel as a package tour. The time has come for us to realize that we have lost some hours. Let's take this as our money and start the new beginning of developing culture and tourism in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
I am not from the Yoruba clan. If I start calling the name, I will split. So I will just say the Oni of Ife, and then I'll go ahead to give my goodwill message. It is my goodwill, not the minister or the permanent secretary's goodwill message. Thank you so much. The Nigeria Association of Tour Operators has come a long way, and I'm duly informed that they were licensed as an association in 2011 when the DG NCAC was the Director General NTDC. It is an organization that is saddled. Thank you. He's here with us, and I'm sure he's happy that the baby is growing. You're welcome, sir. The association is saddled with the responsibility for promoting international and domestic tourism for the development of the Nigerian tourism sector. It is also an umbrella body of tour operators in Nigeria, and I know they are doing everything possible to further improve destination Nigeria as a tourism hotspot. Hence, the choice of states annually to host the AGM of the association. As you have heard from the board of directors, he has already mentioned the South-South zone has benefited, the Southwest have benefited, the North Central, which is just Plateau State, have benefited. So I want to call on the president and other executives that the Northeast, the Northwest, and the Southeast should not be left out. I also want to say that Nigeria has amazing tourism destinations and attractions for tourist delight. I'm a witness of a few that I have visited as a Deputy Director of Domestic Tourism. Some of them are event management, Some of them are exotic, some of them are historic, some are man-made, some are natural, and some are wildlife. So all these, if we harness them in our country, using the Tour Operators Association, I know that Nigeria will go a long way in the tourism industry.
The state tourism policy, Tourism for Sustainable Economy, 2%, has a mission to transform the state into a regular traditional religion and cultural pilgrimage. Ladies and gentlemen, you will then agree with me that you cannot get a better place or partner than the state of Osun. On this note, I will take your indulgence to present the tourist potential of the state to you all. The population of the state is about 4.1 million based on 2006 census. By now, it must have increased than that. Then the total land area is 9,251 kilometers square. The GDP is $9.4 billion. Then unemployment rate is 3%. The Human Development Index is 2.48. Poverty index is 17.5%, which is one of the lowest in the country. The vision of the state government is to be a prosperous state in a secured and sustainable environment. A prosperous state in a secured and sustainable environment. And I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that among 4 states, or Osun State rank among the first 4 that is most secure in Nigeria. Our mission as a state is to promote sustainable development through pragmatic, transparent, accountable, and inclusive governance that mobilizes human and material resources towards making the state a socio-economic and cultural hub of Nigeria. So, if our intention is to make the state a socio-cultural hub of Nigeria, we know we have business together.
But it is at this point that I would like to invite for his presentation the GM of Ife Grand Resorts, Mr. Ruben Abiob.
Where your future meets your past. And I must say, having you here before me, it brings that to life. The Ife Grand Resort and Leisure has 118 rooms. We will soon have a 4,500 seat conference hall. We have 1 main Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have 2 small pools. We have the African Village Revenue Center. We also will have the Kiddies Park Revenue Center. Beside that, we will have the spa and game center. And behind that, we have a sports field where we have a basketball court, we have a lawn tennis court. Now, we used to have a soccer pitch. And I say used to have because one of our distinguished professors from OAU who's with us today, Dr. Ogun Folokun, pardon me, my Yoruba tongue is not very good at this point, but he found an archaeological site on this very land that actually has been within the House of Gessi in Ogunwusi for hundreds of years, also is the site of an ancient iron smelting foundry. On this site, we found evidence of ancient iron smelting. And by the look of it, by how they found it, it seems to be very, very old. And we're sending the artifacts to London for carbon dating right now. The Ife Grand Resort and Leisure is many things. We are a resort, but we also are the culmination of 3 promises that Kabiese, the Oni of Ife, made before he was enthroned. He said, if you make me your king, I will bring you jobs. I employ over 70 people. He said, if you make me your king, I will bring you development. And he carved this resort out of the primordial forest that you see today. And he said, the third thing says, if you make me king, I will bring tourism to Ile-Ife. And look at you all today.
My brother, our pathfinder, DGNCAC, the turmoil with which Nigerian tourism is eating, our cultural ambassador, the leadership of Natop, and for coming from Cross River State, I would always recognize Hajia Fatima Garbati, who led the way to us as far back 2002, 2003, to say this is the way to go. It's just telling the story of Ife. And I will start by giving KBC kudos. KBC is a great hunter. He sees something and he goes for it. This is a mark of leadership. Our cultural institutions, our traditional institutions are beginning to rebrand through this great African king. And that we can synergize and bring the AGM of Natop here. For me, it is a giant leap for Nigerian culture, a giant leap for this subsector as the true platform to market our tourism. What we are going out to look in European nations are the same things these gentlemen are coming to look for here. Our warmth, our singing, our dance, and our welcome remains the soul. Most Americans today believe that the traditional marriage culture, which we undertake here, is the reason why our marriages last. And they are hungry for this. I can imagine a tour operator somewhere here playing up inbound traffic for this sector that would like to come and showcase, get remarried under the African culture by faith and by belief. Clearly, our cultural heritage remains a product on its own. I mentioned earlier that the pillars of our culture remain our nuance, the welcoming spirit. And you will forgive me if I keep using our humble example in Cross River State, how we have turned our culture of warmth, our culture of welcome, our culture of meet and greet, our culture of our women, our wives cooking some of the best meals as a way of marketing tourism. The authentic culture for the African remains the pull factor. A couple of weeks back, we were here for the pre-AGM visitation to the ancient city of Ife with the Board of Trustees of Natop. We were humbled. The things we read in history books, the things we've seen in documentary out of Europe, they come here to record this thing and sell it back to us. We saw them live. I didn't know there was an Romanian staff still standing out there. This is return back home. Come back home. But we've been told to harmonize culture and the PPP status, the public sector, governance, and partnership that will make this work. At the risk of being misunderstood, in third world, after God is government. After God is government. If we didn't have Otumba Rushewe in this hall today, a few of us will be uncomfortable. But that is here, it shows that he has endorsed. And they remain the catalyst Government shows the way and the private sector will follow. The private sector needs to be protected. A journey of an hour and a half on a good day between Lagos and Ife took some of us 5 hours today. Who is to blame? Of course, government. The policies that promote this sector are lacking behind. The private sector, as seated in this hall here today, I'm happy with the presentation of the Honorable Minister's representative. She talked about the place of the private sector and what we must do for ourselves. We must continue to push. We are promoting, simply put, what we find right on our feet. But the next level, turning all these assets to destination, is the role of government. And if we must achieve towards a happy ending, then the PPP model must kick in. I'm unable to share my slide with you to look at the human capital development that have ensued since 2002, since 2005, and the growth curve arising from the fact that we capitalize on our cultural leeway to develop safe into our tourism product. Otumba said earlier that you need zero qualification to make it in this sector. There is no community in all of Africa that lacks warmth, that lacks dance, that lacks joy. I have argued in forums that the carnival we see today among communities and nations left Africa to the New World during slave trade. And I stand to be corrected. The white man dances in the ballroom like this, in a boring manner. The African dances in the playground, right on the playground. We believe in the open. We believe in the village square. So when they came to drive for slaves, on a good day, they will tell our brothers in the diaspora that we sold them. On a good day, they will say they took them because of quest for power to work in their industries. But they took the princes, they took everyone. Nobody was spared because at the point when we saw the benefit of slavery, we started undoing ourselves. But the temptation came from that international Ife. Our white brothers who were marketing fellow human beings. So they took this playground dancing to the new world. They didn't find our rifle, they didn't find our parties to take palm fronts from. So they used the curtains, shredded them, what we used to hear Shabak, and did their dancing. They communicated through drumming, they communicated through singing, and they danced as pastime. Today, most cultures, most European nations today are converting the carnival culture as a way of supporting the young ones to pull them out of the streets, finding that this is an easy, quick way to redirect the energies of the young boys and the young girls. I had mentioned earlier that for we to promote our culture to the level of a tourism product, we must necessarily add value. How do we add value? We have to add value through innovation, through creativity, and above all, that which comes from the third P, which is the public sector. The policies, as mentioned by our Osun State counterpart here, security, access, and of course, access to one-digit interest funds for people who are in real capital business.
Unfortunately for us, we have not had many people who have come to tourism to serve. Two of us, the only reason everybody follows Otumba, because the first time he came, he served us. So when he came on his second missionary journey, he did not need to call us. We just willingly followed him. I'm told there's a fourth group. I don't want to talk about them. The fourth group that go into government to do what? To loot, to collect money, right? Okay. But none of us will be that. Tourism doesn't even have money, so there is nothing to loot. So tourism in development in Nigeria, this is my last statement, struggles because we do not have a culture of partnership, no culture of good governance, and there is no need to grow a new culture of partnership in the industry. We should concentrate on the strengths of the partnership we have built in the past, so we can forge into a new future that will deliver wealth and riches for all of us in tourism. Thank you.
Thank you. As he makes his way back to his seat, you would want to give him another round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Ikechi.
My name is Abele and I'm Chikun's Tourism United Nations 2015 to 2017, and by God's grace, the CEO of YB International Limited. Okay, so first, Natop is Nigeria Association of Tour Operators, and as the name implies, tour operators, right? An association of tour operators. Tourism is a low-hanging fruit, and we've been so dependent on oil, and in our quest to diversify the economy, tourism has always been and will continue to be that low-hanging fruit, and it only behoves any reasonable individual and government, for that matter, to tap in and really extract all the potentials that really exist in that sector. So being here today is an amazing one. In that we're here for Natop 2019, AGM 2019, here in the historic city of Ife. It's been amazing thus far. We just concluded the conferences, and later this evening, of course, Natop members will be meeting for the AGM, which in itself is all towards seeing that we give tourism the positive visibility it needs at a time like this. So very commendable. Well done to all Natop.
Tourism, we need to synergize. We need to be able to create that connection within culture, partnership, and governance. And let's see how we can use that to grow tourism as a whole in Nigeria. Tourism in Nigeria cannot operate in isolation without the necessary partnership, without the necessary input from government, and then the right synergy. Understanding that in Nigeria, basically what we have as products of tourism is our culture. And our culture is what will drive tourism. We are here in Ife, a city in Nigeria that hosts and boasts of a huge cultural history, cultural heritage tradition. That enough can promote the entire state and the entire southwest of Nigeria.
It's a good development for us. We appreciate the gathering of Natop members in the state. It's a way to promote our state. It is a way to foster a partnership, a good relationship between the state government, between our community here and Natop as a whole.